welcome back to another video. I want to say thank you so much for the support you guys have been giving me on my recent videos. It has meant the world to me, and it's just been awesome to see all the positive things you guys have to say. So I'm so glad I can put a positive message out there and continuously do that. So without further ado, let's hop into today's video. Today I want to talk about commitment in two main parts of life: relationships, whether that be friends, family, dating, partners, and dreams. Dreams could be starting a business, dream job, dream career path, dream anything. Just your dreams. And what I think you should do in some certain situations. So I'm going to talk about relationships first because I think this is a more specific one, but I think it's something that a lot of young people or younger people, or just people in general, need to hear. So, I'm going to give a general example because I don't really want to give a personal one. And I also don't want to give an example of someone I know because that would be kind of invading on someone's privacy. So, I think what's really important when you like someone is committing to the fact that you want to be in a relationship with them. And if you just like someone because it gives you something to think about in school, then you know what? That's fine. And you're not really committed to dating them, then you should just ignore what I have to say. Because if you're not committed to dating someone, if you don't actually think you're prepared for dating someone, then first things first, you shouldn't give someone signs that you are. You shouldn't lead someone on. You shouldn't try to lead someone on and then give up on it. Because getting someone signs and then going, I'm just not ready for a relationship, it's totally uncool. It kind of plays with someone's feelings. And if you never hint at the fact that you want a relationship, then it's cool. If you actually just think you were and you're not, that's also cool. But let's give this in this context. You really like this person and you want a relationship with them. Then what you need to do is you need to go talk to them. You need to strike up a conversation. You need to get their phone number. Follow them on some type of social media. Do it in a polite, respectful manner, obviously. If they don't know you, they don't know anything about you, they're not going to magically have some interest in you. They're not going to magically walk up to you and then reciprocate the same feelings 99% of the time. It's just the truth. So you need to make a move. You need to go talk to them. You need to text them. You need to do something to get their attention. And then maybe you guys can start talking. Because you don't want to have that regret of, what if this didn't work out? I think it's great to just try that. I know it can be scary, and I totally understand that. But I think that fear is temporary. And then imagine it works out super great. And that could change your life for the better. So I totally think that it's 100% worth the fear. And that rejection, obviously, if that happens, sucks. I get it. But the understanding is you should take that. You should at least try to find the silver lining where I understand that it sucks. And, I get that. But, if they don't like you, then it wasn't going to work out. And if you never really got that close with them, then it'll be okay. Don't worry. There'll be other people that come along in your life. And I think it's worth it to make a shot at it because it's better to try than never try at all. Because if you get rejected, you end up with the same outcome if you didn't try at all. You just know it's not going to work out. And the other way, you just wouldn't know at all. The second thing I want to talk about is dreams. And I know dreams a lot of time don't seem very achievable. But I think if you look at the most successful people in your life or in the world, it's people who fully committed to their dreams, who had a near obsession with them. My favorite example, and a very common example, is that of Kobe Bryant. And I know the NBA, one of the hardest things to do. And I want to put this as a very large side note. If you think your dream, if you are really, really, really love your dream, then you should go after it. If it makes you happy, that should be your number one goal in life, is to be happy. But it is important to be realistic with yourself. So, professional sports leagues, for example, are not easy to get into. But I don't think that means you should give up on your dreams. That doesn't mean you should spend your high school years being like, well, I know I'm not going to the NBA, so I shouldn't play basketball. You should do what makes you happy. You shouldn't listen just because someone else is telling you can't do it. But that means that you should have a plan B, too. That if you go to some small college, you should make sure you pay attention to your education and make sure that if sports don't work out, you can get some other job that is stable and can support yourself. because there does need to be a life after, basketball or after football or after baseball. And that is not me saying that you can't do those things. I think you should go after them as much as you can, practice as much as you can, and do whatever you can. And I want to put a second side note. That doesn't mean you should ignore your social life. That doesn't mean you should ignore school. That doesn't mean you should ignore work. It means that you need to have a balance of that you should have this commitment, but you need to acknowledge that you have other things in your life. So, what do I think? What do I mean when I say I think you should go all in? I think you should do everything in your power possible in your early years in life, or at wherever you are in life, to commit to your dreams. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to be a producer. Maybe you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. And I think you should do as much as you can to make sure those dreams are going to be happy. Those dreams are going to happen, and that you will be happy in life. Because when you're doing something, when you're working, and something that makes you happy, I feel like life is so much more, has so much more value behind it. For me, right now, I kind of want to be a therapist, and more particularly, a sports therapist. I have a very, very deep passion for sports, and I want to be able to talk to athletes who have struggles. So I want to kind of be like a team therapist. I want to be able to help those, because I also love helping people. So I mostly want to be a therapist. I think that'd be amazing. So I want to take classes on psychology. I want to do everything I can to get that experience, to get that similarity of talking to people in those situations and doing all I can to help people, because I love helping people, and that makes me happy. If your dream is to be a producer, then you should start making beats. You should do everything you can, spend your time when you get it, and put yourself out there to maybe local people who are like local artists in your area. You should do everything you can to make it so you can become a producer, because the people that you know that are producers, the people that you know that are known people who are like help others, like known therapists or known NBA players, they committed to what they wanted to do. They had an obsession with it. And you don't need to be obsessed, but they were fully committed to what they wanted to do. Kobe Bryant didn't just he didn't half-ass college basketball. High school basketball. He didn't only give it a bit of his time. He gave it as much time as he could because he had an obsession with it, because it made him happy. It made him feel satisfied. It's the same thing with, I'm going to give you the example of The Alchemist. If you know about hip-hop. If you want to be a producer, I guarantee you that The Alchemist didn't barely spend any time making beats. He put as much effort into it as he possibly can, perfecting his craft, and that made him give all these awesome opportunities to make these amazing albums with all these artists. So what you need to do is commit to what you want to do. So I'll give my 3 main points here. You should do something and commit something that makes you happy. With that being said, that does not mean you should ignore other things happening in your life. That does not mean that you should ignore people. That does not mean that you should ignore your social life or school. Third thing in mind, though, is that you want to make sure that it's realistic for yourself, too. You should do everything in your power to make yourself happy, to go after those dreams and feel some satisfaction in your life, because that's what the point of living is. It's to be happy, to go after our dreams and do what we want to do to make others happy, to make ourselves happy. So I think you should pursue those goals with as much as you can, with as much passion as you can, as much love and care for those things as you can, and put that same love and care into the rest of your life. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like me to make another video on, I'd love to hear. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.